Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? Shokugeki no Soma is a cooking manga. It's something I'm sure many of you have heard about or seen. From here on out, there are going to be some spoilers for the Shokugeki no Soma manga, so if you don't want to be spoiled for any part of the anime as the anime is still a bit behind the manga, then consider yourselves fully warned. But I'm going to try to keep the spoilers within this one battle, so if you're just wondering how Soma unleashed unlimited blade works onto his opponent, then it should be okay. Anyways, Shokugeki no Soma is a series that, as you probably already have noticed, is quite self-aware and have produced a ton of references to other shows throughout the entirety of the series. Sometimes it even has to remind itself that it is still a cooking manga after all. It is a fact that Shokugeki loves to reference Japanese pulp culture, as the author is probably also a big fan of the things he's referencing. Remember this JoJo reference when Ryu and Megumi was facing off with their own food-based stands, yelling shrimp and scallop at each other, with even the character themselves drawn in JoJo style? Or what about Yuki referencing Dragon Quest with her DQ outfit and ogres/demons in the background? Or how about Yukihira and gang in full Street Fighter outfits? Or what about Yukihira himself in full-out Fist of the North Star buff level? Or the Ultraman fight between Hayama as Ultraman himself and Hisako as a giant monster turtle? Or Hayama versus Leo with Leo as Cloud Strife and Hayama as... I'm actually not sure who Hayama is supposed to be here from Final Fantasy. I'm drawing a complete blank, so maybe you guys can tell me who this is in the comments below. But the point is, Shokugeki is on point with the references, and they're not afraid to make it super obvious. The references are generally used as comedic relief, but in the latest chapter, the reference this time actually represented Soma's strategy pretty well. So, in the latest chapter, Yukihira was battling Saito, who is the 5th seat and a 3rd year at Totsuki. Saito seemed pretty much unbeatable in the chapter before, with his masterful skills in sushi and seafood. And in this case, he was able to bring out 100% of his dish's potential with his use of butter and his skills visualized as a perfectly honed blade that can be used to cut pretty much anything. It seemed like all was lost for Yukihira until Yukihira revealed that he himself would have lost if he tried to beat Saito with just one blade. Apparently, Yukihira used everything he learned from his peers in his short time at Totsuki and pretty much traced all of them into one dish. Whether it was Takumi's special death cheese, Hayama's fragrance bomb, shrimp umami, or apple butter, every one of these techniques were integrated into his dish and visualized each as a sword, thus giving us Yukihira Soma's unlimited blade works, which is quite fitting to their group's philosophy of cooking in contrast to Central's ideals. I think the coolest part was that in using the unlimited blade works as a reference was that the swords that represented each character was the same one they used in previous battles. Ryo with his buster blade, Hayama with his rapier, and so on. And he even recited, "I am the bone of my food, cheese is my topping, apple butter is my base, I've created over 1,000 dishes." Okay, nah, just kidding, he didn't recite any of that, but he might as well have with the amount of direct references the author's been using so far. Some of you may be wondering, whose sword is that on the left of Soma? And I'm not sure if they've shown this in the anime or not, but it's actually Erina's sword from a previous reference also to the Fate series, as she's basically Joan of Arc or Saber from Fate. Soma as Archer and Erina as Saber sounds about right. And the fact that Soma pretty much copied everyone's abilities is pretty much exactly what Emiya Shiro's Trace does. It seems like out of all the references Shokugeki has made, Fate is definitely one of the more prominent ones, and definitely the author's favorite. This will not be the last time we see Fate references, as we also know Erina's sword is Saber or Joan of Arc from Fate, and we'll definitely be seeing some sort of parallel to their character and the way they cook in future chapters. I can't wait to see this battle in animated form, as it's probably going to be one of the more hyped battles for Yukihira, and with so much more at stake, makes it all the more epic. Anyways, what did you guys think of the Unlimited Blade Works reference used in Yukihira Soma's latest battle? Are you starting to appreciate Shokugeki a little more than just a cooking manga now? As usual, let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you want to be updated with the latest that's going on in Japan, and I'll see you guys in the next one.